Hi guys, welcome back to the funding series where I share all the different sources of funding that are available to you to get you through your counselling training, and this includes me sharing about scholarships, loans and bursaries. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys about Student Finance England, also known as SFE for short. All the links that you need for all the information I'm going to be speaking about will be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So who is Student Finance England, or SFE? So SFE are a UK government loan company specifically aimed at giving out loans for educational purposes. They offer loans for higher education courses beginning at level 4 all the way up to doctorate level, and I'll go through each of these in the video. So now let's go through the requirements that you need in order to be able to apply for this loan. So first requirement is that you can be any age as long as your course fits the criteria, and you need to have been a UK resident for at least 3 years prior to your application, or at least the majority of your permanent residents should have been in the UK within the last 3 years. However, there are some complex rules around where you live and if you're a UK national and all sorts, so it's not as simple as you just have to be a UK resident. If you're in the EU, you can also have a look at the requirements regarding residency and being a UK citizen, and just having a look through to see if you fit the extra requirements, because there are lots of options and it's a really long document which I have linked in the description box, which you can look through to see if you match the requirements required. You can also apply if you're doing a full-time course that's based in the UK and is at least one of the following, which I'm going to list on the screen because there's so many, but generally it's basically any normal UK degree at a normal university, whether that's a private university or public university. As long as it's a full-time course, then chances are you can apply for a UK student loan. If you're in a college or in a sixth form, then the chances are that they will guide you through your application and you'll apply for university through UCAS and they will help you with that. However, if you're not in a college or a sixth form and you don't have their support, then you can apply directly on the university website that you want to study. So in regards to SFE, if you're somebody who has no contact with their legal guardians or their parents, you can still apply for student loan as an estranged student, so that when you're applying you don't need your parents' signatures and they won't ask for details about your parents' income and so on and so forth, because that's also part of the application. Normally they would require that your parents co-sign the application with you. Also, if you spent at least 13 weeks in the care of your local authority, which is around 3 to 4 months, when you were under the age of 16, then you can also apply for Student Finance England as a care leaver, and this is important. So make sure that you're honest on your application about your situation, about your finances, about whether you have your parents in your life or not. You can also get funding for part-time courses with the expectation that your course has 25% or more course intensity, which means how much of your course you complete each year compared to a full-time course. So the way you can check this is by comparing the credits that you earn on your course in comparison to a full-time course, and you can find the credit modules on the website of the university. If not, then you can ask the university directly to give you the numbers that you need. Also, if you need to change your course, or if you have to take a year out because of injury or pregnancy or just life happening to you, then you can also do that, and Student Finance can still finance a few more years, but that also depends and varies on your situation. Sometimes they'll pay for like the full remainder of the course, sometimes they will pay for like 1 year less than the full amount. It just depends. So you can also read that in the links that I've put in the description box. Okay, now to the juicy part of the video. Let's talk about all the different types of loans that they give you and how much each of those loans are gonna be. So for an undergraduate degree in the UK, Student Finance England will give you a tuition fee loan and a maintenance loan. However, both of them are of course optional. So if you are paying for some of the tuition fee yourself, you can get them to cover the other amount. Or if you're paying your tuition fee but you want a maintenance loan, then you can just apply for the maintenance loan. You don't have to apply for both, but in the application form they will ask you what you want and if you need it. So the tuition fee that the government gives you will be how much ever your course costs, and in the UK most undergraduate degrees are around the £9,000 mark. To be honest, they've been increasing a little by little each year. I think at last I checked they were like £9,250, so it's been increasing bit by bit. But either way, the government will give you exactly how much ever your tuition fee is, and they will pay it directly to the university each year, once every single term. You will not see that money. Okay, you won't see that money. It goes straight to your university. The other part of the loan that you can apply for and you can get is called the maintenance loan. The maintenance loan is just for your living costs and your living expenses. So when I was in uni, I used my maintenance loan to pay my rent. So I had no money to spend and do lavish shopping trips like everybody else around me. But the maintenance loan varies from person to person, which is why I didn't get much. So some of the factors that they look at is your household income. So this is why it's important to state whether you live with both of your parents or you live in a single parent household. So some of the factors that they will ask about in the application is how much your parents earn if both of them live in the same house with you, if you're in a single parent household, if you are studying in London or outside of London, and a few other factors. So those factors will help them to determine exactly how much maintenance loan they can give you. The highest range is from 8,000 to 11,000, and this will be once again given to you 3 times a year. So first semester, second semester, and third semester, which will normally be around like September, October, and then January, and then around April. So if you're getting 8k maintenance loan, that 8k each year will be split across 3 terms. So 8k divided by 3, and you'll get that 3 times throughout your academic year. And do with it what you will. You can spend it on your rent, you can spend it on your groceries, you can spend it on trips, you can go on holiday, you can buy Jordans, you can do whatever you want with it. You can save it, you can invest it, you can keep it, or you can do whatever the hell you want with it, essentially. There is a minimum amount, so I've stated the highest range is 8k to 11k, so that's like for people that need the most financial support. So there is a minimum amount that they can give you, much lower. I can't remember how much I got, but it was very little, and it all went to my rent majority of the time. I literally had like a few hundreds left over, like usually in April when my rent was the lowest. So there is also a minimum amount, so don't just assume that you will get lots. So if you'd like to know more about undergraduate degrees in the UK, I have a video on that which you can watch, and I'll have that linked in the description. Now for the master's loans, I'm sure if you've already watched one of my videos that I did on what to expect on a master's degree in the UK, you'll already know this. But the master's loan that they give you is literally just one set amount. You don't get tuition loan or maintenance loan, you just get a set amount which you can do whatever you want with it, and it comes directly to you. And you can do whatever you want with that money. So if you want to pay your tuition, if you want to pay your rent, if you want to go shopping, it's up to you. But they leave that money to you essentially. So it's up to you what you do with that money. They trust that you're mature enough to know what to do with it. Unlike the undergraduate degree, your master's loan that you get will not be based on your family's income. It will not be based on your income. It will not be based on where you're studying. It will just be given to you as the amount that they have, because the government have a set amount that goes to every master student, no matter where you are in the country and no matter how much you earn or where you're from. So at the moment, the maximum that they're handing out is £12,167, but this will gradually increase each year. So next year will probably be a little bit more, and when I say gradually increase, I mean like a few £100s. It's not going to be a crazy amount. So just similar to the undergraduate degree, whatever you do get, they will split across your degree each term. So that's 3 times a year. So whatever you get for that 1 year, they'll split it 3 times and it will be given to you. So make sure your bank account details are correct and you have a bank account in the UK. And as you can see, they're very stingy because some of us are doing 3-year masters. 12k is not enough for a 3-year masters. It's definitely enough for a 1-year masters, but yeah, very, very stingy. And if you'd like to know who's not stingy, Lendwise, and I have a video on Lendwise, so go watch that after this. So up next we have the doctorate loans. So the government is also giving out doctorate loans for you to do your PhD, and this is exactly the same as the masters. The only difference is that they give you a lot more. So the amount that they're currently giving out is £28,673, and once again this will probably increase next year too, because that's what's been happening the past few years. So they will probably increase it a little bit and you can apply for that. And once again, like I said, they'll give it to you and it won't go to university, and you can do the money whatever you will, and they will split it into 3 across your PhD. So if your PhD is 1 year, the 28k will be split 3 times. If it's 2 years, then it'll be divided even more. So I hope that clarifies that. Of course, this is a loan. So now let's talk about the process of paying back that loan, because you will have to. First thing that they say on their website is that if you choose to leave your course early or you have to stop your course for whatever reason, then you have to make sure that you let them know so that they can stop giving you their maintenance loan or their tuition loan or whatever you've applied for. And if you take more, let's say you drop out of your course in December but you still have another semester, if you don't let them know and they send you some more money in January, then you'll just have to pay back that money if you've already finished your course. So it's important that you alert them and you tell them that I'm finished with this course so they don't send you more money. The way that SFE expects you to pay back your loan is that once you graduate and once you start earning a certain amount of money, no matter what job it is, doesn't matter whether it's in your chosen career or not. Once you start earning a certain amount of money, then you can start paying back your loan, and they will do this automatically. So it will come out of your pay slip. When you look at your paycheck, it will be there. So they'll take it out automatically. And I can't remember exactly how much it is, but it's quite a small amount. I think it's something like £20 a month. But of course, this varies depending on your salary. And this will also depend on the repayment plan that you're on. So they have a few different repayment plans. So at the moment, there's currently 5 payment plans. Plan 1 requires you to start your repayment once you're earning at least 22k or above. And that's 22k a year. All of this is like annual salary. Plan 2 requires you to pay back your loan once you start earning £27,295 per year or more. And for some reason there's no plan 3, so there's plan 4, and in plan 4 you're required to start paying back your loan once you're earning £27,666 or above. Plan 5 is when you're earning £25,000 a year or above. If you took out a postgraduate loan, so that's a master's or PhD, then you start repaying your loan once you're earning at least £21,000 a year. The threshold does change, as you can see, and they have been changing it for the past few years, so keep an eye out for that. But even then, they'll just take it out of your paycheck if you meet the requirements, so you don't have to like actually go out of your way to check, but you can always log into your student finance account to check if you want to know what's going on. And if you happen to fall into a lot of money, you can repay your loan back straight away in the full amount at no extra charge, and there won't be any penalty to you. Also, if you're out of the country for more than 3 months, SFE would like to know. And if also you choose to relocate country, SFE would like to know so that they can still keep up with your repayments. So be sure to let them know. The loans can also be written off after a certain amount of time. So this varies depending on the plan that you're on. So some loans are written off after 30 years, some after 40 years, and some once you're 65 years old. Your postgraduate loan specifically will be paid off after 30 years. However, your repayment loan can be cancelled under 2 circumstances. One is that the person who took out the loan has passed away, so obviously they won't expect anyone to pay that back. And if you're no longer able to work and have to claim certain disability benefits, so it can't just be any benefits, it can't just be any disability, it has to be certain ones, so you can also check that, but of course you have to have proof of it. So I hope that this was useful, and like I said before, I have a whole playlist on different funding options for you. I will have another funding video coming out in a few days which you can watch. So if you haven't already, you can watch the Lendwise video, you can watch a video on scholarships, so be sure to check out the playlist, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.